Hey friends! That was because it's April Fool's today. It's April and it's a new month. You have to be excited like me, right? April is like March to a lot of you gardeners. In this series, we're gonna go over things to do in April, what you can purchase, and things to do in the garden. I wanna be able to help you get the most out of your garden and so you have an abundance of food. Check out the last video because it might be helpful. It has a lot of information. I'll link it here, and if you're in a colder climate, you might want to start since January, February. I'm in South Texas, so close to Houston, Texas. We're in zone 9A. Right now we're in a warm temperature climate. It's anywhere between 65 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I also have links below of all the things that I mentioned, so don't forget to check those out and stay tuned towards the end because I'll tell you my video plans for the month. Now let's get started. Category number 1, things to do. I've already mentioned this before, but if you're just now tuning in, you might want to get your schedule established. Now, if you have a large garden like I do, or you're just starting, sometimes we get carried away and you can get overwhelmed. So make sure you plan out one thing to do each day of the week. Monitor your pests daily is one of them. Actually, it's not a one day a week thing, it's daily. So make sure you account for that because those pests can grow like weeds. You also want to schedule in when you want to pull the weeds out. Now, there's nothing like a clean garden. Some people enjoy nature the way it is. I like a clean garden, so I do have a day scheduled to pull the weeds, and I actually have it by category because I do have a large garden and it takes some time to do it. So I'll do the vegetable garden one day and the backyard orchard another day. If you have a worm farm like this one or of any other kind, set a day when you want to come out and feed them. Normally it's once a week, so I'll get all my scraps and I schedule it the day that I'm going to clean out the fridge or on Sunday when I know Monday is trash day. If you don't know about worm farming, I will link my video here as well. You also want to schedule a day to turn your compost bins. Whatever type of compost you're doing, you have to turn it often so it gets some air, and check to see if it's dry. If it's too dry, you need to make sure that it stays a little wet. These are mine. I have a video on those as well. Let me give you a close-up. Just finished taking the tops off and it was a little dry, so I came and gave it a little soak. And the last thing to put on the schedule is pruning. Some of these plants you have to pinch, some of them just have some dead wood or some dead leaves. I have some strawberries back there that I'm constantly picking the dead leaves. It's not a good idea to leave them if you want to control your pests. A lot of the dead leaves attract pests, so you want to make sure that you clean your garden beds as well. The next thing you want to do is check for pests. I already have my garden established, so pest is going to be my #1 target this year because I had a really bad pest problem last year. And let me show you things to look out for. This is one of my weeds. It is full of aphids. You'll always find ants near aphids because they work together. The ants protect the aphids and the aphids provide food for the ants. So I've got to pull those every day. I've already pulled so many and they keep coming up, so I have to make sure that I control that because it's gonna get carried away. If you already have established plans or you're tight on your budget and maybe you just want to buy one plant from the garden center, this is the time to get some cuttings off of it and propagate. You can multiply one plant so many times, and this is the time to do it. So by the time you get to the summer, you already have multiple established plants. The last thing on this list is if you have garlic in your beds. Around mid to late April is the time to start your indoor seeds, whatever you're gonna add in replacement for your garlic bed. You're going to harvest your garlic in June, so you're gonna need to have something to replace it, or else you're gonna start from the bottom up, direct seed sowing. This is my garlic bed, and I can't wait to harvest, but we still have a ways to go. I think by the time we get dried up to this level, then it'll be time to harvest. Category number 2, what to purchase. This month I don't have too much on this category. I have a lot of things spread out throughout the last month, so catch up on those. For this month, the only thing that's really missing is stakes. You're gonna need some stakes. A lot of your plants need stakes. And with stakes, you also need to purchase some gardening tape, some twine, something that you're gonna use that's soft and gentle for your plants to tie them to your stakes or to your trellises. And the last thing to purchase is your pest supplies. Some things to consider is neem oil. Captain Jack's is a really good one. BT vinegar. I use vinegar a lot in the garden. And some safe organic dish soap is also really good to have handy. That's it, not too much. Now we're gonna move on to category number 3, is what to do in the garden. This is my favorite part because this is when we talk about all the plants. Here, it's a good time to get some transplants of tomatoes and peppers if you don't have plants already established. It's getting a little bit late, and right now they are thriving. If you go to your local garden center, they have really large established tomato and pepper plants. Mines are a little bit tiny, but they're in the ground already and they will take off pretty soon. Now let's talk about the things you can directly sow right now. Corn. I haven't done corn. I don't know if I'll do corn anytime soon, but I am curious on the really pretty gemstone looking like corn. It does grab my attention. The beans, cucumbers. This is one bean that I have here. These are 4 cucumbers in the bottom. Get them started now and they will grow like this really quickly. Another one is all your squashes. Your summer squash, your winter squash, pumpkins, if you want to eat them. If you want pumpkins for Halloween, you still have to wait about another month or 2 for those. Here are my squashes. Others like okra, eggplant, melons, watermelon, cantaloupe, and your potatoes. You can start your potatoes right now. I already have mine and they're getting so big. And the last thing is look for volunteers, because those are plants that have already started and they are accustomed to your weather and they're stronger than seeds that you directly sow. This is where I had all my zinnias last year, and if we look down here, we've got zinnias everywhere. And I've let them grow because I'm gonna pull them out and we're gonna move them. All of these in here I did not seed. These are all volunteers and they need to move. They're either zinnias or sunflowers. I don't know. I will find out pretty soon. Now stay tuned, because this month I'm going to post about harvesting my worm castings. I've already got that video. It should be coming up on Tuesday. I also have a video about pests. If you follow me because of my backyard orchard, these are all my new trees that I will be planting and showing you what I do. And every month, at the end of the month, I will post my vegetable garden tour and my backyard orchard tour. So Sunday is Easter. I really want to hear about your traditions, what you eat for Easter if you celebrate it. I know for me, we don't necessarily have a special meal, but for sure we have an activity. This activity is just for the kids, for fun. The adults get involved too. We do confetti eggs. So our Easter egg hunt is confetti eggs. So what that is just the eggshell. When you crack it, you kind of just take the top shell and you leave a hole at the top. You empty out your egg, cook it however you want to do it, but we use that egg shell to add confetti inside and then cover it with like some tissue paper. And then when it comes time to do our Easter egg hunt, kids are running around gathering all the eggs, and then it's time to crack them, and we crack them on each other's heads. So, you know, there's confetti everywhere. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes, or maybe every time, we get a little bit creative and we don't just use confetti. We have some surprise eggs, and it gets pretty messy, but we love it. So instead of putting confetti, we add flour. So just imagine flour in a wet, sweaty scalp. Well, we add flour in these eggs and you crack them on your head and there's flour everywhere. Everyone looks white. Everyone's chasing each other, trying to get each other. There's only a minimal amount of those eggs. So if you get one, you better get the person that you've been wanting to get all day long. Someone that got you mad, or someone you just want to get back at. It's a lot of fun. So we do that for Easter. Please share what you do, something that's unique, something that's different. Tell me something that you eat. Share a recipe. Oh my gosh, I would love that. I would really like to hear back from you. Anyways, that is it. Stay tuned this month. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. I post every week. Sometimes I get 2 videos a week. I really try to do those, but it gets really busy sometimes. I really want to say thank you to everyone that's been here sticking around with me since the beginning, or if you're new here, thank you so much for being a part of my family. I love you guys. I hope you have a great Easter, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Are you waiting for my dance? If you stay till the end, you know that on all the previous every month video, there's a dance. So here we go. Psych, I did it again. It's April Fool's today, so no dance. You're probably gonna hate me, but yeah, it's April Fool's, no dance. I thought that would be funny. Something's in my eyes. Tell me what you pranked your family, your friends with, because I would love to hear about that. And oh my god, oh my god, something's in my eyes. Bye, see you next time.